You've done everything right, or so you thought. You asked your stylist for bangs because everyone said they'd soften your face. You bought the products. You watched the tutorials. And somehow, every single morning, your mirror tells a different story. I research worst style and beauty mistakes and youth-boosting fixes for mature women, so you get simple, proven transformations that work instantly. Today we're perfecting bangs after 50, and by part 3, you'll want to pause and look in the mirror. I mean it. We're covering 5 of the most damaging bang mistakes women make after 50. The ones aging your face right now without you knowing it. And the very first mistake? I see it on 9 out of 10 women who walk into a salon asking for a refresh. Let's go. 1. The blunt bang mistake. You asked for bangs and you got them thick, straight, edge-to-edge blunt bangs cut in a perfect horizontal line across your forehead. And for about a week, they felt like a fresh start. Then something shifted, and you couldn't quite put your finger on why your face started looking heavier, more tired, somehow more aged than before the cut. Here is the truth nobody tells you. After 50, your face naturally softens. Your forehead develops more dimension. Your bone structure, which is genuinely beautiful, needs light and air to show itself. A heavy blunt bang does the opposite. It cuts your face in half, draws a thick horizontal line exactly where gravity is already working, and blocks the very light that your forehead and brow area need to look lifted. That is why it ages you so specifically. It is not the bangs themselves. It is the weight and the line. This is the one I wish someone had whispered to me years earlier. The heavier the bang, the lower the face reads. The fix is not to remove your bangs entirely. The fix is to change their architecture. What you want instead of a blunt, uniform fringe is something with interior point cutting. A technique where the stylist cuts into the ends at angles rather than straight across, creating movement and softness along the bottom edge. Your stylist can do this at your very next appointment without removing any real length. The difference on your bone structure is immediate. If you are still wearing thick full blunt bangs, swap them for lightly textured fringe with a soft, irregular edge, the kind that lets a sliver of your forehead breathe on each side. Ask your stylist specifically for point cut ends on your fringe. Not thinned. Not razored. Point cut. Those 3 words will change everything about how light interacts with your forehead after 50. Your maintenance moment here is simple. A cleanup trim every 3 to 4 weeks on the fringe only. Bangs that grow even half an inch past their intended length start to lose their shape and fall flat, which brings back all the aging weight you just fixed. One more thing. If your fringe has been sitting the same way for 3 or more years, your face has changed and your bangs have not caught up. That is a mismatch worth fixing this week. And wait until you see part 2, because there is a placement mistake with bangs that is even more common than this one. And it involves the part you have probably been using since high school. 2. The wrong part placement mistake. Be honest with yourself for a moment. Where do you part your hair? Dead center? Far to the left? Wherever the comb naturally falls. Now, when did you decide that? Was it 10 years ago? 20? Maybe longer? Your face has changed significantly since then. Your part has not moved an inch. A center part after 50 is one of the most quietly aging choices a woman can make, and almost no one explains why. When you divide your hair directly down the middle, you create perfect symmetry across your face. That sounds flattering, but it is not. As we mature, our faces naturally develop slight asymmetries. A softer jaw on one side, a slightly lower brow, a gentle shift in cheek volume. Symmetry does not flatter asymmetry. It highlights it. A center part points directly at every difference between your 2 sides and holds them there for the world to see. Honestly, moving your part is the fastest free facelift I know of. It costs nothing and takes 4 seconds. Here is why it works so specifically on mature faces. A side part, positioned roughly above the outer edge of your iris, creates diagonal movement across your forehead. Diagonal lines pull the eye upward. They create the visual impression of lift along the jawline and at the temples. Your brow appears higher. Your cheekbones appear more prominent. The geometry of your face reads younger because the lines are working with you instead of drawing a flat horizontal division. If you are still using a center part with bangs or fringe of any kind, swap it for a soft side part positioned 1 inch off center. Not extreme, not dramatic, just gently shifted. Let the fringe sweep naturally to one side. The maintenance tip here is this. Use a soft bristle brush on freshly washed hair, and direct your fringe while it is still damp. Training a new part takes about 2 weeks of consistency. After that, your hair falls there naturally on its own. This is the one that made a friend of mine stop mid-conversation and ask what had changed. She thought I had done something with my brows. I had only moved my part. Yes. That's simple. And part 3 is where we go even deeper. Because there is a length mistake with bangs that women over 50 make that is aging the eye area specifically. And your eyes are one of your most beautiful features. 3. The eye covering length mistake. There is a quiet confidence that lives in your eyes. Your eyes carry your life, your warmth, your wisdom, your sharpest wit. And right now your bangs might be hiding them. Not dramatically. Not so you would notice in a single glance. But enough that the first thing people see when they look at you is your hair, not your eyes. Here is the key insight. After 50, the brow line drops slightly, a completely natural part of how the face matures. When your bangs also fall past the brow line, you get a double drop effect. Your brow reads lower and your eye area reads smaller and heavier all at once. This is why bangs that seemed perfect 6 weeks ago start feeling suffocating and aging within a month. It is not you. It is geometry working against you. This is the truth I genuinely wish more stylists understood and shared with their clients. The fix is about finding your ideal fringe length, which for most women over 50 is right at the brow line or just above it, never below it. A bang that ends precisely at the top edge of your brow or slightly above it allows the full brow to be visible, opens the entire eye socket, and creates the lifted, awake appearance that your beautiful eyes deserve to project. If your bangs are currently touching or covering your brows, swap them for a fringe that grazes just above the brow's highest arch. Even 3 to 4 millimeters of exposed brow skin changes how your entire eye area reads. Your maintenance here is consistent and non-negotiable. A fringe trim every 2 to 3 weeks at most. This is not optional after 50. A fringe at the perfect length is transformative. A fringe that has grown a 1/4 inch past that length starts working against your eye area immediately. Ask your stylist to trim your fringe dry, in natural light, while you are sitting upright, not leaning back in a shampoo basin. The way your hair falls when you are standing is the only reference that matters for fringe length. There is one more specific thing about bangs and eye area that I need to show you in part 4, and it involves the texture of the fringe, not just the length. It is the reason some women's bangs look effortless, and some look exhausted by 10 a.m. For the flat texture mistake. You wake up, style your fringe, and it looks good. Actually good. Then you step outside, the day happens, and by mid-morning your bangs are flat against your forehead, stuck there like they were ironed. You have tried more product. Less product. Higher heat. Lower heat. Nothing holds. And the flat fringe does something specific and unkind to a mature face. Here is what is actually happening. After 50, the hair shaft itself changes. It becomes finer, more porous, and less able to hold a shape on its own. The oils your scalp produces migrate more slowly down the shaft, which sounds like it should help with volume, but it actually means your fringe loses its structural integrity faster because the natural coating that once kept each strand behaving has thinned. A flat fringe on a mature face elongates the forehead visually and pulls everything downward. It removes the lightness and lift that a well-styled fringe is supposed to give you. Flat bangs are not just a styling problem. They are an aging mechanism. The fix starts before you ever pick up a tool. When your hair is about 80% dry after washing, use a round brush, medium barrel, and direct your fringe upward and very slightly back from the roots while you dry. Not curling it. Not styling it into a wave. Just lifting the root zone away from the skin before it dries flat. That root lift is everything. If you are still applying volumizing mousse or spray on a fully dry fringe, swap that for applying a rice water or lightweight volumizing mist on damp roots only, then lifting with your brush during the drying process. The lift must be built into the drying stage. You cannot apply it on top of flat hair and expect it to reverse. Your maintenance tip for texture is this. Wash your fringe every other day minimum if you have fine or thinning hair. Fringe that is not freshly clean will never hold volume regardless of product or technique. Scalp oils travel to the fringe first because of its forward position, which means it goes flat faster than the rest of your hair. This is the detail that separates the women whose bangs look expensive and effortless from the women who feel like their hair is constantly defeating them. And part 5 is where it all comes together. Because the final bang mistake after 50 is one that affects your entire face shape. And it is the one most women never even consider changing. 5. The wrong bang style for your face shape mistake. Here is the mistake that no one ever says out loud in the salon. Not every bang style flatters every face shape. And after 50, your face shape has likely shifted enough that the bang style you have always worn no longer works the way it once did. You are not imagining it. Your face is different now. And your fringe needs to be different too. Here is the key insight that changes everything. As we age, most faces naturally soften and round slightly. The jaw relaxes, the cheeks lose their sharper angles, and the overall shape becomes less defined. A rounded or heavy fringe on a softening face doubles the roundness. It adds width where the face already has width, removes the vertical lines that create lift, and closes off the forehead. The one area where vertical line and height are the most valuable visual tools you have. Honestly, choosing the wrong bang shape for your current face is like wearing the wrong bra size. Everything feels slightly off and you cannot explain why. For women whose faces have softened and rounded with age, the most flattering fringe is a side-swept or asymmetrical style, one that creates diagonal movement across the forehead. Diagonal lines on a rounded face add perceived structure and lift. They create the impression of angles where softness has settled in. For women with longer or more oval face shapes after 50, a soft straight fringe with a slightly curved inner edge, never perfectly flat and horizontal, adds beautiful width and warmth to the forehead without closing off the face. If you are still wearing the same bang shape you wore 10 years ago without reconsidering whether it still works with your current face, swap it for a fringe consultation specifically about your current face shape, not the one you had at 40. Your maintenance tip here is this. Bring a photo to your next salon appointment. Not a photo of yourself from 10 years ago. A photo of a woman over 60 whose fringe genuinely flatters her. That visual reference gives your stylist a target they can actually work with. This is the one that pulls everything together. Because once your bang shape is right for your face, the length is right, the part is right, and the texture is lifted, the whole face reads differently. Not younger. Better than that. More intentional. More you. You have just given yourself the kind of knowledge most women spend years piecing together from bad haircuts. You just learned 5 of the most specific, most damaging bang mistakes women make after 50. And more importantly, you now know exactly what to swap, what to ask for, and what to stop doing before your next salon visit. You didn't just watch a video. You changed how you'll walk into that salon chair. Your bone structure was always worthy of a fringe that frames it beautifully. Now you know how to get one. Tell me in the comments, which of these 5 bang mistakes were you making without realizing it? I genuinely want to know. Next time, we're looking at the hair color mistakes that add years to a mature face overnight, and a few of them will genuinely surprise you. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.